Hi, everybody. You're listening to Radio Cherry Bombe, and I'm your host, Carrie Diamond. Today's guest is Michelle Palazzo. Michelle is the superstar pastry chef behind some of my favorite restaurants and desserts here in New York City. She oversees the pastry teams at the amazing restaurant group that includes Frenchette, Le Rock, Veau, Frenchette Bakery at the Whitney, and the brand new Wild Cherry. I love that name, obviously. If you've tasted Frenchette's now iconic pistachio Paris-Brest, or Le Rock's Chartreuse Baba, or Le Veau d'Or's Il Flottant, you've gotten a taste of what Michelle is all about. The last time we talked to Michelle, she was making her podcast debut. Today, she's got a lot more going on as her restaurant group has expanded significantly. She's also a mom, which is amazing. Michelle is going to update us on her work and her life, and we also talk about a fun project we're working on together called the Hot Dog Edit, which is happening at Rockefeller Center on Thursday, May 28th. Let me tell you a little bit more about the Hot Dog Edit. This one-day-only outdoor pop-up at Rock Center is in partnership with OpenTable and Visa. Cherry Bombe has challenged 3 of our favorite New York City chefs, Michelle, Sohee Kim, and Angie Rito, to create their dream hot dogs. Forget boring basic hot dogs. These 3 have something way more flavor-forward and chef-forward in mind. Access to the Hot Dog Edit is available now via OpenTable. Make sure you've added an eligible Visa card to your OpenTable account in order to reserve your hot dogs in advance. A limited number of Day of Dogs will be available with an eligible Visa card. For more information, check out the link in our show notes or head to cherrybombe.com. Terms and conditions apply. Whether you live in or near the city or you're visiting NYC, join us to celebrate the start of the summer, nosh on some limited edition collab treats, and hang with the Cherry Bombe team. We'll have chefs Angie and Sohee on upcoming episodes. You know Angie from her hit restaurants San Sabino and Don Angie in Manhattan, and Sohee from the historic Gage and Tollner and the always fun Insa in Brooklyn. Be sure to tune into those episodes. Now, let's check in with Michelle Palazzo. Michelle Palazzo, welcome back to Radio Cherry Bombe.
Oh, thanks for having me.
This is so exciting.
Yeah.
Last we spoke, it was your very first podcast.
It was, yeah. I know that's such a fun experience, these podcasts.
There's so much I want to talk to you about because we haven't caught up in a while, and your company has grown like crazy since we last spoke. But we are doing a fun project called the Hot Dog Edit. We're going to be at Rockefeller Center, your home, our home. You are creating a special hot dog just for this project.
Yeah.
Tell us your hot dog.
Well, one of the best emails I've ever gotten was like, hey, do you want to make your own hot dog? Or what is your perfect hot dog? And I'm like, this is amazing. So, when I was thinking about it, I was like, what is my perfect hot dog? And really, I think hot dogs are just a vehicle for mustard. The spicier, like brown German mustard, I'm just like, that's what I want. An all beef griddled hot dog with, again, too much mustard on like a nice Parker house roll type bun that's seared, and then top with those like crispy onions that you get from like steakhouses on top of that.
Like the onions you put on green bean casserole?
Yeah, but like fresh ones. Because sometimes those canned ones are a little like they kind of taste like they've been on the shelf for God knows how long.
You are a professional.
But I love those. I can probably eat a whole can of those. And then like a green chili relish of some sort that's like a little spicy. And
you like a boldly flavored hot dog.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting here.
Yeah. Just, again, too much mustard.
And the griddling. You're very into the griddling.
Yeah. It's really because I just got back from Portland and I was having way too much lobster rolls. Like every meal I was like, I'm eating a lobster in any form. So I had this amazing bun that was just like a perfect, really squishy, almost like a milk bready type. But it was griddled on the side. And I was like, that's what I want. It's delicious.
So Portland, Maine, yes. Way too many good places to go visit to have lobster rolls. Where was that perfect bun? Do you remember?
High Roller.
I don't know High Roller.
Oh,
spent a lot of time up there.
It's really good. Their bun sometimes I think exceeded the actual filling of anything. I was like, this bun is really good. So whoever's doing the bake there or, where they're getting that bun from, good job.
High Roller, I will see you in August.
Yeah.
You also have a colleague who's opening a restaurant up there.
Yeah, Melanie Medina. She was one of our first pastry cooks at Frenchette. And then when we had the idea of opening up the bakery, I was like, oh, you know a lot about bread? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, let's develop a bread program at Frenchette. So we did it out of our small oven and it was absolutely crazy. And then when we opened the bakery, I was like, let's do this. So she's been kind of with us for a long time. And then she left to go to Portland and opening up this new little restaurant called Cherry. And we're so excited for her. Yeah.
I'm so excited too. The illustrations and the graphic and the font for the restaurant name are so cute.
Yeah, they're going to do a great job. I'm so excited for them.
I can't wait. French food? French inspired?
I think it's French inspired, but I think it's seasonal American fare. But I know they have this like beautiful pizza oven. The space I think was a former pastry chef that kind of wanted to have her own brick and mortar. So it's such a cute little space. So I know that they're going to do amazing.
Okay, we will go back to hot dogs. When I was a kid, I worked on a hot dog truck on Staten Island.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like 16, and I worked on a hot dog truck called the Meal Mobile, and all we sold were hot dogs and Yoo-hoo.
That's an amazing combo.
And the family who owned the truck made homemade chili. So chili dogs were the specialty. When you were growing up eating hot dogs, did you put mustard on them?
I put ketchup on them, and then when I was like, I like spicy food. And then, honestly, it was going to Second Avenue Deli a little bit too much.
As an adult?
As an adult. And my husband, that's like his family restaurant. That's like where they go for like everything. If you go into their house, they have just Second Avenue Deli mustard in every form in their household. So I was like, what is this mustard? It's so delicious. And then when we go there, I'd be like, and his mom would always get a matzo ball soup and a hot dog. And I was like, that's the greatest order ever. And I was like, this is the most delicious hot dog. And that's kind of where it was inspired, because I can just like slather that mustard on there. And then Frenchette, when we first opened, we had this mustard that I think we would have to like sneak in. We would get some guy from Germany to like send it over. And it was like this whole thing, but it was the most delicious, like spicy mustard, and just like slather it over everything. I indulged a little bit, probably too much, in that really amazing mustard.
Oh, I love mustard now. Growing up, I was fully a ketchup kid.
Yeah.
When did you have your spicy epiphany?
Probably like 17, college, or like going into college. I mean, I went straight from culinary school. For my entire time in culinary school, I like lived off of dumplings, and they would have like the sriracha that was like a little watered down. And I was like, oh, I like spicy food. And then just developing, and then just too much. And then you kind of can't go back. Once you like spicy food, it's hard to reel it back in.
Exactly. I'm always like, what can I sneak a little minced jalapeno into? Yeah. And you grew up in Long Island,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're Bridge and Tunnel kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Both of us. Lots of hot dog history growing up. When you grew up, was somebody grilling?
Yeah. I mean, my dad was always grilling. In my family, I don't know why we always overdid the hot dog, which I kind of like. When you go to a barbecue and there's like a petrified hot dog. I don't know why, but I kind of love those. I mean, anytime I'm like, I'll just have a little well-done hot dog. It's delish.
Wait, that's so funny, because my mother is the queen of the petrified hot dog. Not that we ate those growing up. Yeah. We ate normally cooked hot dogs. When we barbecue and grill during the summer, somebody always has to make my mother a well-done hot dog. So we have a series of hilarious photos of things that look practically like one step from charcoal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
That's
we're
so
always
funny.
like, Mom, how can you eat that?
I know, just like carcinogens. I'm just like, what are we eating here? But there's something about it. I don't know if it's nostalgia. I'm so down with like a little bit too crispy hot dog.
I'm not sure that we'll be serving those. We might cook them normal, griddle them normal. And boiled hot dogs. In the city, the hot dog carts serve boiled hot dogs. You just made a face.
I'm not down with those.
Because?
It's a texture thing. I think just because it's like a super soft bun, then like a super soft hot dog. And then and then I don't know if it's a Massachusetts thing. My husband is from Massachusetts. That was his first job, somewhere in the Berkshires. But it was just like a super, super tiny, soft hot dog. Like everything about it, like mush, practically. Like no texture whatsoever. So I hate those, and he loves them. He can eat like a million of them. And I'm like, how? And then they put chili on it too. So it's just like no texture, just gum it down.
Actually, the ones from the hot dog truck were boiled.
Oh, were they?
Yes. And with the chili, the soft bun and the chili.
People love it. Again, I go back to the petrified dog. I want texture.
So you picked relish. A lot of people love sauerkraut. What's with relish? I didn't grow up in a relish family.
I didn't either, but I had this green chili relish from a hot dog truck. I have no idea where, but it was like one of the most, I was like, this is so delicious. Because it was like a little spicy, kind of give it a little bit of texture, a little vinegary. It was so delicious on top of like this, like, again, griddled hot dog with too much mustard on it. So I was like, that's what I want. I don't know how I'm going to replicate it or where I'm going to make it, but, just it's delicious.
And I love the crunch from the onions.
Yes. Yeah. I'm a texture girl. So.
I was just going to say, all you food professionals, you love your texture, your layers, the flavor and texture.
For sure.
But it's a good reminder for folks who can't come and hang out with us during the hot dog edit that you can, as summer's approaching, do something more interesting with your hot dogs.
For sure. I mean, I kind of poo-pooed on those the canned ones, but those canned onion things are delicious. So you can definitely just put that on there and pickled jalapeno or, any sort of relish. I'll put that on a hot dog. Again, spicy, bold, kind of what I want.
Imagine how many cans of those onions they must sell during Thanksgiving.
I didn't grow up with that dish. I don't know where I was first introduced to those, but I was like, these are amazing. Why would we not put these over everything?
When you were making a face about them earlier, I was like, oh, you know what? I didn't grow up with that green bean casserole. It wasn't until later when you eat at other people's houses, you're like, oh, this is something people have all the time. Remember Funyuns?
Delicious.
From when we were kids?
So
I guess do they still exist?
They must. They have to. Also, a delight. I would put that over like a sandwich or over a hot dog. They stink. They make your breath crazy, but they're delicious.
I need to look up the Funyun and see. And whoever came up with the name Funyun, bravo.
Yeah, good job.
Does describe them. Oh my gosh. So we're going to be at Rock Center. All the listeners know how much I love Rock Center. We record Radio Cherry Bombe there. And you are right across, not that I could throw something, but you're practically
close.
Throw a rock over the rink, and there you guys are right there. How's life at La Rock?
It's good. I mean, it's such a cool space. I know every time I go there, it's so different compared to our other locations.
I mean, you're going to have to walk us through everything because I think since you were on the show, you've opened so many locations.
Yeah. It's been
La Rock had just opened.
La Rock just opened. Yeah, so I think it's 3 more openings.
So tell us about La Rock first. Let's talk about that one.
La Rock, I mean, being in such an institution, Rockefeller Center is just so different compared to the rest of the city and different type of clientele and that space. It's so like grand. Also, the kitchen there is unbelievable. It's probably, I mean, I try not to show other cooks when they come either like visit or, if they have to grab something, like no one look because the pastry department is so beautiful. We have a cold room and you can just do so much out of that location. So
you might be the only culinary professional who has come on and raved about their restaurant kitchen.
That kitchen is unbelievable. Yeah, no, I'm like, please don't look too hard because you'll be like, what the heck? Yeah, it's such a nice place to work out of. And then just obviously being in that space and, obviously during the holiday time, sometimes I'm like, wow, this is a lot.
When that tree goes up, it's like, get ready.
Oh my God. Yeah, I think we like almost triple the clientele almost there. So you're just like, I can't breathe. This is a lot, but it's so much fun. And then it's just kind of over and you're like, okay, go back to normal.
It's funny when your life revolves around Rock Center, the campus, because I sort of measured time and what's going on there. It's like, is the tree up but under scaffolding? Are they opening the rink? Are they closing the rink? Is Jupiter putting its outdoor seats, on the rink? I mean, all these little moments that they are really celebratory that you don't necessarily get to indulge in other parts of the city.
No, it's so cool. Like even our end of the night emails, though, I get it lists what's happening at Rockefeller Center, what's happening at if the tree light, like what is going on in like the little world that is Rockefeller Center, because it completely dictates kind of our week. So it's so different compared to the other restaurants, but it's such a cool space.
Oh, I haven't even touched on all the media stuff that happens. I mean, of course, there's Radio Cherry Bombe, but you've got the Today Show.
Yeah.
And they're always doing something.
Yeah, always.
There's a concert, somebody's outdoors doing something. You've got SNL that happens there, and every now and then, I remember we were shooting Melissa King for the cover, and we just bumped into Veau and Yang,
That's so
and
cool.
they started chatting for a while. You've got The Tonight Show. You've got Radio City Music Hall. I mean, I've seen so many brilliant shows there. I love being there.
Its own world in a city. It's really fascinating to kind of be a part of and work my way around that space. I'm always like, what is happening today?
All the arts and sport. I know we sound like the Welcome Committee for Rock Center, but
they
like
have those.
They do.
I mean, those guys are no joke. They're amazing.
All the sports stuff that they do, and then all the art. You could literally walk around and look at all the art on the buildings and give yourself like a self-guided tour, because it is remarkable, like all the art and the history behind the buildings.
Absolutely. I mean, our restaurant, just the motif on top of that, it's just so beautiful. And then sometimes I exit out and I'm walking out and it's like St. Patrick's Cathedral. It's like, oh my God, this is so unbelievable that like every day that I get to just see that. And it's a beautiful way to kind of end my day sometimes.
And now it's such a culinary community.
Oh, yeah.
You must have a lot more friends than you did in the beginning.
Yeah. I mean,
not in general. Like,
no, but it's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's like between like Narrow and the Olmsted place of 5 acres, there's just so much food and things that are happening in that location. So it's such a cool little, again, its own little world there.
It's fun for us because, like I said, I feel very much part of the media history there, and now we get to be a little bit of the culinary history.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm so excited. So much has happened in your life since we talked last. You became a mom.
I did. Yeah, it's 11 months. Yeah, which is absolutely insane. Like, motherhood is wild, especially in the hospitality industry. I mean, I feel so lucky to be where I am and work for the people that I work for. And I've had such support. I just don't know how we do it all. I guess we don't.
You know, I don't have kids, have a million godchildren, and had a cat.
It's a lot. It's so work.
I don't know how you moms do it.
Yeah.
I am just amazed by all of you. Yes. And there's such a little baby boom right now in the New York City food world.
It's been really cool meeting other people that have had children, and you can just like cry to or bounce off ideas, or it's hard. I'm in a profession that we're striving for perfection, and we want to do so much. And, you know, I also, as cooks, we think we can, we'll just stay there and do it and make sure that everything's right. But I'm like, I have boundaries now, which didn't know I had. And then I'm like, oh, I have to go home and take care of a whole child who really needs me.
You said a full child. The thing you did with your hands, I was waiting for you to say like a whole chicken.
They're pretty much the same weight. Now it'd be a big chicken, but yeah, it's wild. I mean, again, I feel so lucky because I have such a support even at home and at work that, again, I feel very blessed right now.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's got to be tough because your restaurant group is such a culture of excellence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think I got back from maternity leave and while Cherry was about to open, to just switch your brain back from like, oh, I have to now think creatively. And I'm still so involved in the chef owners. They're so involved in the day-to-day there still that I was just, this is a lot. But we made it through. I had a lot of support during that time. So again, it was fine. But it's crazy. So much has happened.
Oh, well, it's so nice to see you.
Yeah.
When you signed on to work with Lee and Riyadh, two of the most respected guys in the culinary world, I think it's fair to say, right? You only had Frenchette.
Yeah.
To say only Frenchette, I mean, it's such a spectacular place, but that was the only restaurant in the group at the time. It wasn't even a group. It was a single place. And you were in charge of the pastry program, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever think it would become a hospitality group as big as it is right now?
No. I think I just turned 28 at the time, and I was thinking that I would not work. And I was thinking of leaving the industry because I had a terrible job that just like wasn't what I wanted to do. And then a former chef friend was like, I was hearing rumblings that this was happening, and I was like, oh, what is this place? Well, I had a bunch of friends that were like servers there and people that were going to cook there. And then she's like, oh, they really need a pastry chef. I'm like, okay, I'll try. And then it was just a really wonderful fit. I loved working there, and just the amount of growth that I've done and what they have done is pretty. I mean, between its 2 bakeries, about to be a third.
We got to name the names of all the places. So let's go in order, though. So you started at Frenchette. You're the head pastry chef.
Yes, Frenchette.
Are you the head pastry chef over everything now?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. That is remarkable.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Sometimes I'm like, wow, what am I doing? But again, I have such great people that work for that company that I can evolve and do the job that I'm supposed to be doing. And I feel, again, really lucky. And we're all like very much stretched thin, but it just is working. I mean, let's hope so. It's still working. Yeah, so it's Frenchette. Then we opened up Frenchette Bakery in Tribeca.
Such a fun spot.
Yeah, that building is so cool. One of the scariest basements I've ever seen in my life, but really cool.
All basements scare me.
Then La Roque opened. Then Frenchette Bakery at the Whitney. Then Veau.
And wait, you got to linger on Veau for a second.
Yeah, I mean,
because what a big deal.
It's like a jewel box of our restaurant group. It's so special. I love walking into that place. It's just such a cool restaurant in every capacity. Yeah, it's not that it's my favorite by any means, but it's definitely like I hold a very special. I just love cooking out of there. It's very cool. And then we opened Wild Cherry. And then, we're about to open up another bakery. So
another Frenchette Bakery?
Another Frenchette Bakery, yeah.
And you know what's so funny? It's not like Lee and Riyadh decided to colonize like one stretch of Tribeca. You guys, it's like the map of Manhattan.
Yeah. Riyadh's wife, Dava, she's like an amazing illustrator. She made this like really cool celestial map. And it looks like the night sky. And it literally just like... It's mapped out the same way as different constellations, and it's like all over Manhattan. Yeah, there are moments where I'm like, okay, I have to go to the Whitney today, and then we have to go to Frenchette. I'm like, I'm on the subway a lot.
Exactly. Thank God for the subway.
Yeah. Thank God, seriously.
Thank God it's not Los Angeles where they decided to do this.
I wouldn't have a job. It would be crazy.
You just couldn't do that.
Yeah, no.
But I mean, literally, Tribeca, then West Village, then 14th Street, then Rock Center, then Upper East Side.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I know.
I want to hear dessert from each. I mean, my favorite at Frenchette is the Paris Brest.
Yeah,
I just am so blown away by that every time I have it. Not a dessert I grew up eating. Tell folks about it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what kind of started it all. You know, when we first opened, that was like one of the first desserts that we put on. No one really expected it to be like such a dessert that would kind of embody Frenchette. So it's actually the only dessert that stays on the menu. Just that's the one dessert we keep it on. And then everything else kind of changes seasonally. So that was a collaboration between myself and Chef Riyadh. I was doing a classic one, and he's like, I really want pistachio. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I love pistachio. So getting like the best pistachio paste and using Sicilian pistachios. And I love choux pastry. I think it's like one of the most delicious things, and you can turn it into everything. I'm such like a cream puff kid, that was like one of my desserts that I loved. So I was like, oh, this is a little bit more like elegant and just a cool dessert that I wasn't really seeing. And then it's funny, like as soon as we put it on the menu, I just noticed that like, I guess the other pastry chefs were like, oh, I want to put on a Paris Brest, or not saying like I started it by anything, but it was just like an explosion of Paris Brest. But everyone did such an amazing version of it. So we all had our own little identity in the Paris Brest realm.
So cool. It's shaped like a wheel because it was inspired by a bike race.
Yeah, between Paris to Brest. Okay. And it was commissioned from a guy to sell newspapers. He was like, this bike race, you got to sell, So he commissioned like any, classic French pastry. It was developed for like an event.
Then La Roque.
I think at La Roque, I would say there's two. We do a seasonal souffle, which is super fun. And I love souffles. So that's always just been really fun. Like, oh, like we have rhubarb right now, or, I know we're going to do like apricot soon. So it's always like a really nice seasonal souffle. But then we're also known for our chartreuse baba, which is a rum baba in the form of, we call it a baba elixir. So it's an excuse to kind of drink your dessert, Yeah, I think that's probably the two desserts that we're mostly known for, which I'm such a huge chartreuse fan. So
tell us what chartreuse is.
I think it's a cordial, right? In theory, or it's like an after dinner, or I guess you can have it whenever, but it's made by these amazing monks that we don't know the recipe. It's a bunch of different herbs, and it's not, I don't want to say it's bitter.
Historic French liqueur.
Yeah. It's
made by Carthusian monks.
Yeah.
Since 1737 from the secret recipe.
Yeah,
130 herbs and botanicals. Thank you, whatever AI gave this when I Googled it. So do you soak the baba?
Yeah, we soak it with like Genepi first, which is kind of a similar, a little bit less intense chartreuse flavor, I would guess. A little bit more floral or like honey noted. Then you can pick your own journey of what type of alcohol that you kind of want. But it's all like this like herbaceous style liqueurs that you then pop in a big creme fraiche whipped cream on top of it. And
Fun.
It's just delicious.
It's saying originally intended as an elixir of long life.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That's where Baba Elixir comes from.
This dessert will extend your life.
Exactly.
Right? Okay. All right. Take us uptown.
And Il Flottant at La Veau d'Or is, I love meringue and I love Il Flottants. I think that's like the perfect dessert. It's like an excuse to just like eat melted ice cream on glaze and just like a little meringue on top. It's so delicious and feels like it's light, but it's not by any means. It's just like too much cream and sugar. It's delicious. Yeah, that was the one dessert because we were able to get all the old menus from like the 30s. We have old menus. So we were able to, I'm like, oh, we want to keep some menu items that feel like nostalgic to that space. And I mean, we have people that have come there when they were like children and they're like celebrating like 95th birthdays there. It's so cool.
Had the space closed down and you all reopened it?
Yeah, it was actually supposed to open in 2019 or 2020. And then obviously COVID hit. And we added a private dining room upstairs. So that just like opened up the space. It's a super old building and that opened up to delays and things happening. And so, and then we opened Le Rock instead. So it was a little bit of a long delay. So when it opened, it was such a big deal. And there's so much history there. The maitre d' is the son of the owner of the building and her, it's a lot of family history there. So there's still such a connection to the past there. Yeah, so that Il Flottant had to stay. And we made our own version of it. But yeah, it's probably our biggest dessert there.
So Il Flottant, it's sort of like little floating meringue islands.
Yeah, it's a floating meringue. Mm-hmm. So it's like kind of like a poached meringue that's light. So it's super light. So it's actually sitting on top of the anglaise. And then, again, it's just like a pool of anglaise, which is just, again, it's like melted ice cream.
Anything poured on top?
Yeah, then we do a drizzle of a vanilla caramel on top. And then we dust the flottant with a little bit of powdered sugar before we bake it. So when it comes out of the oven, it has a little tiny crispy shell so that the caramel kind of sits on top of the meringue. And then we dot it with a little bit of honey buttered almonds. And it's just so delicious. Yeah.
I have such a sweet tooth. It sounds so
too.
Good. All right, Wild Cherry, which I hate to say it, I haven't been to.
Oh,
yet.
it's so
fun.
I'm
sorry, Jay Strell, you and I need to go if you're listening. You
oh,
and I
definitely.
need to go.
I mean, yes, he's there quite often. I mean, I get it. I'm like, that's food PR. I would go to all the restaurants too. It's amazing. Wild Cherry, such a cool space. And again, walking into that room, just seeing and being like a part of history and, the fact that you have to like walk through this like little concession stand into this like cute little disco ball of a room. And I love a U-shaped bar. I think they're amazing. I always thought it was like, oh, we're opening up like a fun little bar. And it's just like, again, we've complicated it to being what it is now, which is amazing. And I just remember like right before I went on maternity leave, we were like, oh, we need a popcorn tasting because we do all the concessions too. So I remember going through all the different types of popcorns. And they're like, oh, that kernel's too small. So just doing that whole process, I was like, what is my job? Yeah, popcorn is like my top 5 favorite food. So I was like, I'm your girl. I got this.
I mean, that's the job for you. And Wild Cherry is right next to the Cherry Lane Theater.
Yes.
It's part of the whole thing. And A24, the famous film production company, took over. And they're doing like a mix of theatrical productions and movies, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so that space, I mean, you walk into it and you pretty much are walking into a concession stand. And I think when you kind of wait online for us to open, you get like little popcorn sometimes, which is so much fun. And then the space there, it's super tiny. And, I have that beautiful like horseshoe bar, but it's kind of feels like as much as it's like you're going to have like a burger and fries there, you're also going to have you can have a full meal, have a giant scorpion bowl, which is so fun. But when we opened it, we were like, oh, we want to do soft serve. We haven't done that yet. And Chef Riyadh, I think that was his first job, was a soft serve.
Like we all have to start somewhere.
Yeah, right.
I was on the hot dog truck.
So I have experience with working with a soft serve machine, and I know he did too. So we would always like bond over how absolutely horrendous it is to deep clean them.
Well, I was going to say they're very temperamental too.
They're temperamental. And the place that I worked at prior, when we had them, it took I don't know if I was just a kid, but it felt like it took like an hour to break it down. So I was like, I don't want to do this. Yeah, so we have this like, it's a tiny but mighty little machine. And we decided kind of through trial and error, we were going to do soft custard to kind of, so it's a little bit more fatty, a little bit more rich. There's egg yolks in it. So we have 2 flavors on that. So classic vanilla and chocolate. And then we do a swirl that's our wild cherry kind of sundae. So it has like brownie bits in it and cherries on top, and it's delicious. It's like very like Black Forest vibes.
Yum.
And then we make a giant coconut cake, which is delicious.
When you say giant, the slices that come out are giant?
They're giant. They're like a giant diner size, which is so funny because I feel like every other restaurant, everything's like a little bit on the precious side. So when you have this like giant hunk of cake and it's like 5 layers of cake, so it's tall, and I'm like, this is a delight. It's like you can make a whole meal out of this one delicious coconut cake.
I love coconut cake a la mode.
Oh, delish.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever had like coconut cake with a little ice.
I don't know what it is about that, but I love a little scoop of ice cream with my coconut cake. Yeah. That's another thing I didn't like when I was a kid. I could not stand coconut.
Oh, really?
And now all these things I didn't like. Coconut, banana, spicy food.
Yeah.
I love now.
Banana.
Yeah. You're not a banana girl?
No, I am. It's so funny. My mom recently made like, it was like stupid banana puddings with a trifle. And I was like, this is delicious.
You couldn't pay me to eat a banana when I was a kid.
Yeah. And now it's like, this is the perfect snack on the go.
I love it. Your job has evolved so much. How have you changed as a manager? Because so many people report to you. You've had to train so many pastry chefs and other folks within the organization. So I'm curious how you've changed as a chef, but how you've changed as a manager.
I think as a chef, I mean, it's so hard because at this stage, I feel like I kind of losing the actual touch of food, which is kind of like the saddest part because I think we all kind of get into this industry because we love to cook, and being a creative person, like that's where I get that outlet from, is like I just want to like make things. And so in that sense, that's where I've had to probably change the most as a chef. It's like I'm no longer doing that, and I'm really relying on my team to kind of put out what I envision. I feel really lucky because my team at all locations, they're so strong and they have their own identity, and it's such a collaborative effort that I can be like, hey, I'm thinking that I want to do X, Y, and Z. I have a recipes from here. Let's kind of tweak it to kind of feel like the identity of whatever location that we're kind of like cooking at. And then as far as management, I really have to just, again, it's like taking a step back and allow people to do the job that I know that they can do. And if they fail, it's a learning opportunity. No one's perfect. I understand that. It's, again, really hard because, again, we're in this industry and striving for perfection always. But sometimes I physically can't be in all locations. So it's a lot of trust, but also knowing that I'm putting trust in the right people. So I feel really lucky when it comes to that.
Very cool. Is it fun for you to work on something savory?
Absolutely. Again, I was like, when I got that email, I was like, this is the greatest thing. It's just so funny because I was like, and also Chef Riyad specifically, he's such a hot dog guy. So I was like, oh, they're asking me about a hot dog? I'm so excited. Yeah, so I'm so excited to like develop and talk to the team to develop something that feels like a little savory and not really my vibe normally, but it's going to be fun.
I love it. Well, you know how much we love pastry chefs at Cherry Bombe. It's so funny you say that because I was like, oh God, I hope when they get this email, Riyad's not like, a hot dog. Absolutely not.
No, that man loves a hot dog.
He
has a friend that sends us different sausages and like hot dogs from, I forget where, but there's always whenever we do like an opening or whenever there'll be like a box that just says like Chef Riyad, and then it'll just be filled with different hot dogs and sausages. And then that family meal is like the best.
That's a good present to get. My gosh.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Does Riyad still have his Kit Kat thing?
Yes.
Still?
Yeah.
It's a long time.
Sometimes if I'm like not at a restaurant for a long time, I can see where he's been. Like I'll go, like if I haven't been at Veau for like a couple of days, and then I'll see in the pastry area or somewhere in the fridge because he likes them cold, there'll be like a little stack of Kit Kats that are not American Kit Kats. They have to be from somewhere else.
Well, I was going to say, do people bring him all the international varieties?
Definitely. Yeah, that was a thing for a long time. And it still is. The amount of like fun little sweet things that they get all the time, I'm like, oh, this is great. People just give you little gifts all the time.
What gift do we need to bring you? What would make your heart soar?
Honestly, somebody once brought a variety of chips, every single chip you can ever imagine. And then in the kitchen, it was just at Veau when we like first opened. They just made like a chip salad. So they just like dumped them all in and then gave them to each side of the kitchen. I was like, this is delightful. Talk about a Funyun. There was a Funyun in there.
Oh my God. People are going to be like, what is a Funyun? Hopefully some of you listeners know what that is. We had a chip salad. I love referring to a bunch of chips mixed in a bowl as a chip salad, because why not?
Definitely.
Oh my gosh. And you mentioned that Mariah Neston is back.
Yeah.
Did she come on the show with you that time?
Yeah, she did, which was so much fun. And she has been such a kind of a partner through. I mean, she came on at Frenchette, I think maybe 5 months after, and she's such like a workhorse. She was like doing 2 jobs, and she was such a hard worker and has such an identity as a pastry chef. So when she came on Le Rock, it was such a no-brainer, and I loved working and having that collaborative person that I can be like, she's my person, and be creative, She ventured out, and she recently came back to us. So I'm so excited for her to kind of like be the person at Frenchette and kind of make a name for herself there. And she's just going to do a great job. I'm so excited.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, Mariah, welcome back. I was happy to hear that news. How do you stay inspired? You've got so much going on now. You've got your baby. You've got all the restaurant babies now. Everybody you're managing.
Well, I think this industry is just constantly changing. And I think just my peers definitely pushed me to constantly develop and think. And we had this like long conversation prior to doing this. It's just like cookbooks. I love just sitting and just like opening up an old cookbook and getting inspiration from that. And I would say that's my biggest thing. And, again, like I work with so many talented people that sometimes it's like I get like either like a little DM from one of them and like, oh, that's kind of fun, but like let's put our own spin on it. So it's just a constant ebb and flow of inspiration from all of us. Even if it's like something savory, we always get like inspiration from each other. So that's really nice that I still have that like camaraderie when it comes to being creative, because it sometimes does feel a little stagnant. And then also pastry, like in the dead of winter around February, March, and you're just like holding on to like, it's going to be forced rhubarb season. I know it's coming. But in New York, it's difficult. It's like, I've done all the citrus. I've done all this. I want something new. So yeah, it's fun to be around other people that see the vision,
Let's go back to cookbooks for a second. Tell us a cookbook that's really inspired you.
I love Michel Bras. That whole series, I think, is just unbelievable. He's a big doodler. All the recipes, it's just like, they'll have the recipe and then they'll have these like pretty sketched pen and ink illustrations. And I just love that.
Your husband's the big cookbook collector.
Yeah, he has
in the
too
family.
much. Too much.
A lot of us can relate. He has a cookbook problem.
It's a huge cookbook problem. I'm like, we have a 1-bedroom apart. And then on top of it, then I had a baby. So it's just like, and it's funny because the baby he just like wants to grab the cookbooks because they're on this shelf. And then he has like a little playpen. So he's like just in arm reaches of trying to get these really heavy textbook style cookbooks that we've just like collected over the years. And I mean, his collection is absolutely unmanageable and kind of absurd, but it has such great stuff. And that's a huge passion of his. And that's how he learns, is like through cookbooks. So it's really fun also with him. I'm able to be like, oh, I kind of want to make this dessert in this style from, I don't know, like Normandy desserts on the edge of Basque Country. And he's like, oh, I have a cookbook for you. So it's fun to kind of play around with all of that and develop. And we both learn from that way. So it's fun.
I love that he's your culinary librarian.
Oh, definitely.
If you're going to make your own hot dog at home, what's your advice? Don't boil.
Yeah, don't boil.
So let's say you've got a pan, not necessarily a grill outside.
No.
Let's break it in 2 parts. If you have to do it in your kitchen at home.
Kitchen at home, pan seared. You can even split it open if you really want to for added texture.
Butter?
Yes, because then you can then take the hot dog, specifically a Parker House roll. So the ones that you could split up on top, and then because they've been connected, they're exposed so you can really sear them on either side. Or you can kind of do a Martin's roll because those are like buttery deliciousness and you can kind of crisp them up really easily. We're going for texture here. And then again, too much mustard, hot dog on top, and then the relish and then the crispy onions on top. And that's how I would make my perfect hot dog.
And folks need to go visit you at one of the many places, but especially at Le Rock.
Yeah.
You've got that gorgeous outdoor seating. You can take in everything going on at Rock Center. Great people watching.
Oh, we've got those chairs.
Oh, right. The Adirondack chairs.
So you can just like sit back and relax and then just have some wine and some French fries, which again is like the greatest combination of all time. It's such a cool spot to just like unwind.
Wine, French fries, and some dessert.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. A little bit. Yeah. I think we're serving little ice cream sandwiches out there now. So it's even more delicious. What a combo.
What a combo. French fries and an ice cream sandwich. Two of my favorite things in the world. All right, let's do a little speed round.
Yeah.
And you're so busy. We have to let you get back to what you're up to. What beverage do you start the day with?
Lukewarm coffee, because it's never hot. I don't know why. And a little bit of milk inside of that. Yeah.
Is it lukewarm because it started as hot, but you're so busy?
Yeah. Usually I'm getting up, and the pot goes off, and then either my husband takes the baby first, which is so nice, or I get sidetracked, so then it's a little lukewarm, which is probably better because then I can maneuver it with a small child.
Mom coffee.
Yeah, exactly.
What's always in your fridge?
Butter, an absurd amount of butter, and every type of variety of butter. It's like salted blocks, fancy butter, not so fancy. Every type of butter I usually is always in my fridge.
I love people bringing the vacuum-packed butter back from France these days.
I get it.
Like, we have a lot of butter here, but I guess...
Delish.
Yeah, why not, right? Do you have a favorite snack food? Or is it tough when you're just tasting all day long?
Yeah, when I get home, I'm kind of a sucker for still like a cookie. Even just like a generic, not that great cookie, I'm still sometimes just going to eat it, or I'm like ending my day with a cookie. Yeah, so I think that's kind of my little sweet tooth snacky that I always have.
What was your favorite food as a child?
I mean, I loved hamburgers. I went through like a hardcore hamburger stage. I think because my dad was, every restaurant we would ever go to was just like always hamburgers. And then as I got a little older, I got really into dumplings. Anything wrapped in a carbohydrate, I'm kind of down with. In all forms, all nationalities.
What do you listen to on your commute?
Either podcasts or very trashy audiobooks, specifically like bad fantasy. And everyone makes fun of me. And I'm like, don't ask me what I'm listening to. Yeah, that's pretty, mostly podcasts and bad.
Dream travel destination?
I mean, I would love to go to Japan. I've never been. I have a twin sister and her husband's from Japan. So she gets to go all the time. And I always get the best goodie bag from there. And I'm just like, the food just sounds so magical and amazing. So I'd probably love to go there.
Wait, are you an identical twin?
Yeah. No, I'm fraternal, but we look exactly alike, to the point where people come up to her and think that she's me or vice versa. But she lives right near at an old restaurant that I used to work at. So people are always like, I'm like, no. She's like, that's not me. That's Michelle. I'm a different person. So it's very funny.
What was it like growing up with a twin?
Growing up was challenging because it was like the constant comparison was really difficult. I think she specifically didn't love just like not having her own identity. I would say as we got older, became super close. So she lives in Williamsburg. We get to see each other all the time. And, I'm so lucky to have a twin. It's the best.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
We'll jump to the last question. If you had to be trapped on a desert island with one food celebrity, who would it be and why?
Nigella Lawson. Because she makes those like slutty grilled cheeses at night. She's awesome. I feel like she's like a really fun time. Doesn't take herself too seriously, and she's awesome. That was always like my favorite. I definitely grew up in the Food Network realm where it was constantly on as a child. I want like a little slutty grilled cheese after my food that I just cooked for everybody else. Yes.
I love Nigella so much.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Talk about great cookbooks.
I know. She's great.
And books you can read.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Yeah. She's such a good writer.
Yeah.
I love her so much. Well, that's fun. Who would do what on the island?
I just think she would be good company. We'd be laughing a lot, giggling,
Absolutely. And you wouldn't starve.
Yeah, no.
No matter how many days it stretched out.
No, totally.
Well, Michelle, I'm so happy to be doing this project with you. We've done so many lovely things together, and I can't thank you enough.
Yeah, thanks so much. Yeah. I'm so excited for this hot dog.
Me too. I can't wait to eat this hot dog.
Yeah, right?
Oh my gosh. Well, I can't wait to see you soon.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
That's it for today's show. Thank you to Michelle Palazzo for joining me. And don't forget, the hot dog edit happening Thursday, May 28th at Rock Center in partnership with OpenTable and Visa. The link to find out more is in our show notes. Our theme song is by the band Tra La La. Special thanks to Good Studio in Brooklyn. Our producers are Catherine Baker and Jenna Sadu. Our executive assistant is Bridget Pittman. And our head of partnerships is Rachel Close. Thanks for listening, everybody. You're the bomb.